Hello, 7th standard. Have a good day. Today we are going to discuss the topic reproduction in plants, video number 12. Right? Yesterday we have seen reproduction in plants as sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Now we have done in detail as asexual reproduction. It is otherwise as vegetative propagation. I hope you remember that. Vegetative propagation, it is as vegetative propagation, fragmentation, yeast budding, fungi, spores, and then different organs of pollination as rhizome, ginger, potato, stem tuber, then corm, colocasia, onion, bulb. I hope you remember that. Yeah? These are the asexual methods of reproduction. Okay. Now what's the difference between the two? We said asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved. There is no formation of gametes and no variation will occur. Same way, sexual reproduction, involvement of two parents, male and female. There is formation of male and female gametes and variation will occur. Okay. Today we will learn about sexual reproduction. What do we know? Sexual reproduction. It is the involvement of gametes. Formation of gametes as male and female. Now in plants, the sexual or reproductive organs are the flowers. We know that flowers are the reproductive organs. In that, when a plant is growing, bud is the first appearance of the flower. Otherwise, we say the first reproductive sign is the appearance of bud. Flower bud which alone, that appearance of flower bud is the first appearance. Okay. And last year we have studied parts of the flower. Yeah. And then a brief the parts of the flowers are calyx, formed of sepals, then corolla, formed of petals, and androecium, formed of stamens. It is the male part of the flower. Same way, gynoecium formed of pistil, and it is the female part of the flower. I hope you remember this. In that, these two are called non-essential or accessory word. Non-essential or accessory word. And these two are essential words. Word and the first round, second round, third round, essential words. And androecium is the male part of the flower and gynoecium is the female part of the flower. Okay. And we have done hibiscus dissection. Yeah? Last week in the flower, just to explain further, understand. Now, this is the calyx. Gynoecium, this is the calyx. 1 minute. This is as this is the calyx. In that calyx, the single sepal. This is a single sepal. Okay. Normal calyx on the represent. I hope you understand. Then corolla is the hibiscus flower. Yeah. So this is corolla formed of 5 petals. This corolla, it is formed of 5 petals. Okay. Now, this is fringed margin. This is fringed margin. If you have wavy, that is fringed margin. Right? And all the 5 petals are of uniform size and shape. Now, this single petal, it is represented like this. This is single petal. I hope you understand. Parts of the flowers are calyx formed of sepals, corolla formed of petals, androecium stamen is the male part of the flower, gynoecium pistil is the female part of the flower. Right? In that, calyx and corolla, they are as the non-essential word or accessory word. They should be present in the flower, but not a must. It is helpful in attracting the insects. These petals, they are beautifully colored and they attract the insects. Same way, sepals will protect the buds. The usefulness of sepals. Okay. Then androecium, male part of the flower. When I come to sepal, there are normally 5 sepals. They are drawn like this. And this is a single sepal. So these 5 sepals together called calyx. And this is a single sepal. Then this one is corolla. This is corolla formed of 5 petals. Corolla formed of 5 petals and this is a single petal. And in hibiscus, what I have drawn is a hibiscus flower. Hibiscus flower na chembatti பூச்செல்லும்ல அதான். அது இந்த margin இப்படி வளைஞ்சி இருக்கும், நெளிஞ்சு இருக்கும். That is called fringed margin. I hope you understand. And then androecium, normally androecium will be it will be structured like this. Okay, and then this like this. And then these stamens are arranged like this. In hibiscus, the stamens are arranged like this. Now here, this is the staminal tube. This is called staminal tube. And this is the stamen. Okay. In hibiscus, the stamen is yellow in color. In the yellow color, difference it is yellow in color. Now green but stamen it is yellow in color. Okay. And then it is enclosed within the gynoecium. The nodule line that is gynoecium. So this staminal tube is covering the gynoecium. Okay. So this androecium, it is formed of a stalk called filament and cap-like anther. This is anther. And within the anther, pollen grains will be present. So this anther is drawn like this. I repeat, in hibiscus flower in yellow color differentiate normally stamens in hibiscus, it is yellow. The anther lobe will be yellow in color. Okay, and it is enclosing the gynoecium. Now this gynoecium, again it is formed of structure like this, as basal swollen ovary, style stigma ending in 5 branches. 5 stigma. In hibiscus alone, stigma ending in 5 branches. Style ending in 5 branches of stigma. I hope you understand. So this is the structure of a flower. Essential on the androecium, gynoecium. When we describe androecium, it is the male part of the flower formed of stamen. It will be having a stalk called filament and the anther lobe. In hibiscus, empathic flower alone, this anther lobe will be like this. In other flowers, the anther lobe it is two-lobed. It is structured like this. This is anther and this is the filament. I repeat, in hibiscus alone, anther lobe is only one lobe, whereas in another flower, normally it will be two-lobed anthers. I hope you understand. And then again, in hibiscus, the stamens, they are arranged on the staminal tubing. They are arranged on the staminal tube. This is staminal tube. Okay, the stamens will be arranged like this. And numerous stamens will be arranged on the staminal tube. Sure? And the gynoecium, it is formed of basal swollen ovary. Within that is the ovule. This is the ovule. And later, ovule becomes the seed. I hope you understand. So this is forming the structure of a flower. To start with the sexual reproduction in plants, flower is the reproductive organ. In that, bud is the first sign of appearance of, first sign is the first sign of reproduction is the appearance of flower bud. I hope you understand this. The next part of this sexual reproduction. I hope you are able to follow this. So the next part of the sexual reproduction is, first we have seen the sex organs as androecium and gynoecium. Okay. Now this androecium and gynoecium, they take part in reproduction. So the first part of, there are two important events to occur for fertilization, reproduction. One is pollination, other one is fertilization. There are two important events to occur for sexual reproduction. One is pollination, another one is fertilization. Okay. Now this pollination, say for example, this is a plant with the branches. Okay. And this is a plant with the branches. And then here will be a flower. Here will be a flower. And then this is another plant of the same species where it has branches. Same way here also. Okay. Now here also one flower. Here will be another flower. I hope you are able to follow this. Now, pollination is the transference of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma. Transference of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma is called pollination. I hope you are able to follow. Pollination is the transference of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma. And that is, from pollen grain of this flower can be reaching the flower of the another flower of the same plant. or it can reach the another flower of the another plant. So it is has two types. One is self-pollination, another one is cross-pollination. Even last year pollination, transference of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same species. Yeah. That is called pollination. In the book here, our book diagram, this is self-pollination. See here. This is two flowers. Now this is ovary, style, stigma. These are stamen. For self-pollination, in the stamen and stigma same flower. So it is self-pollination. Whereas in the anther stigma of the another flower of the same species. That is cross-pollination. I hope you understand this. So pollination is the transference of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma. It may be of the same species or different species, different same flower or different flower of the same species. It is of two types. One is self-pollination, another one is cross-pollination. Now this self-pollination and cross-pollination, self-pollination, it is falling within the same flower, that is self-pollination. Whereas for cross-pollination, there are some agencies, or pollinators. They are called pollinators for the pollination to occur. Agents are pollinators for pollination to occur. They are as wind, water, insect, birds and other animals. The agencies are pollinators. They are of different types as wind pollination, water pollination, insect pollination, bird pollination and pollination by animals. This is our book. Now you have to learn. Last year we have studied. I hope you remember that. You have to recollect. Okay. Now this wind pollination, it is also called anemophily. Wind pollination is also called anemophily. And water pollination, it is called hydrophily. And insect pollination, it is entomophily. Insect pollination, entomophily, and pollination by bird, ornithophily, and pollination by animal, it is zoophily. I hope you understand. Wind pollination, anemophily, the characters of the flowers, they are light in weight and they have some appendages as hairs or wings. இப்போ ட்ரம்ஸ்டிக் விதை தெரியுங்க, முருங்கை விதை, அதில் நடுவில் சீடு இருக்கும், உள்ளே சுற்றி விதை அந்த விங்ஸ் மாதிரி இருக்கும்ல, தட் இஸ் சப்போஸ் டு பி த விங்ஸ். சரி, அந்த மாதிரி அனிமோஃபிலியில் இருக்கும். நார்மலி they are light in weight and produced in large numbers. That is anemophily. They can be carried away easily by the wind. Okay. Then hydrophily, it is pollination by water. Example as Vallisneria, which is a water plant. Vallisneria, it is a water plant. Right? Entomophily, it is insect pollination. Typical example, it is salvia. Now here there are 5 petals and all the 5 petals are united and they form 2 petals at the bottom and 3 petals at the top as two lip-like structure. These are 2 petals, these are 3 petals. So one is as upper lip, another one as a lower lip, and here will be the androecium and gynoecium. So when the insect sits on this, it is in the weight and the androecium will be dust, pollen grain will be dusted on the insect. That way, and the pollen grain வந்து attach பண்ணிக்கிறது, right? And then when it visits another flower, அதே மாதிரி the insect உட்கார்ற weight தட்டுறது, pollen grain will be dusted. So it is insect pollination. Same way, birds pollination, ornithophilia, when the birds இது வந்து இந்த பூவை குத்தும்ல, அப்போ வந்து அந்த beakல pollen grain when it is sticking and அடுத்த flower போறது, it is transferred. Same way for zoophilia. This is for agents of pollination, otherwise they are called pollinators. We'll just continue. We'll continue. The agencies of pollination or pollinators, they are wind, water, insect and animals. Okay. Now these agencies, they make the pollen grain to reach the stigma. இந்த மாதிரி இங்க வந்து ஸ்டிக்மால உட்காரும். This is the structure as இங்க பாருங்க, fertilization, zygote formation. This is fertilization, zygote formation. Okay. Now here, this fertilization, from here the pollen grain is reaching the stigma. So this is the stigma. Now I say stigma is the landing place of pollen grain. During next event is fertilization, where there is fusion of male and female gamete. For that, the pollen grains have reached the stigma of the pistil. So the landing place of pollen grain is the stigma. So right? So now this pollen grain will start growing. That growth of pollen grain, it is called germination of pollen grain. The growth of or the reach of pollen grain to the ovule, that is called germination of pollen grain. So now this pollen grain will be having 2-layered structure as outer exine and inner intine. And this will be having nucleus and cytoplasm. Pollen will have 2 layers, outer exine, inner intine. So now this pollen grain is reaching the stigma and it will start growing. That growth, it is called germination. So now this during germination, pollen grain, one of the opening, the pore is not fully covered, it has small opening. So through the small opening, there is a small tube structure will arise. That is called pollen tube. Okay. Now as the pollen tube grows, it takes the nucleus also. Now as the pollen tube is growing, it takes the nucleus also along with the growth. So nucleus வந்து இங்க வருது. Nucleus இப்படி கீழோட வருது. So this is called pollen tube. I hope you understand. So during germination of the pollen grain, it starts growing and it takes the nucleus along with the pollen tube growth. And when it is reaching, this is the ovule. Now this ovule, it is having outer layer called integument. The ovule layer it is called integument. Okay, and then it is fusing with the nucleus. Now this fusion of male and female gamete. Now the nucleus will divide into two. Male pollen grain will divide into two as two male gametes. In flowering plants, pollen grain divides into two male gametes. This tube nucleus. The nucleus of this will divide into two male gametes, one fusing with the egg proper, another one fusing with the another. It is called secondary nucleus. So there are two fusion occurs, and it is called normally in flowering plant. It is called double fertilization. So the covering of the ovule, it is called integuments, right? So now these two male gamete, one fusing with the egg nucleus, another one with the secondary nucleus. It is called secondary nucleus, and this becomes the nutritive tissue cotyledon. This becomes the nutritive tissue called cotyledon. I hope you understand. So this forms the fertilization. I repeat, fertilization is the fusion of male and female gamete, and during fertilization, pollination to occur and pollen grain will reach the stigma, and pollen grain will start germinating, that is growth of the pollen grain. It develops a pollen tube. When the pollen tube is growing, it carries the nucleus of the pollen grain, and when it is reaching the ovule, the pollen grain divides into two male gametes, and one male gamete will fuse with one nucleus, will fuse with the egg proper, another one with the secondary nucleus. So in flowering plant, the fusion it is double fertilization. I hope you understand. And in that, one will form the embryo proper, and the fusion of egg and male gamete that develops into embryo proper, and secondary nucleus will develop into as cotyledon, nutritive tissue. Okay. So after fertilization, the ovules will become the seeds. Now the fruit will be formed. For the fruit formation, after fertilization, the fruit grows into the ovary grows into a fruit. So we say ovary is nothing but fruit is nothing but a ripened ovary. Now the ovary wall has integument, it becomes the fruit wall. Now that fruit wall, it is called pericarp. Pericarp, fruit wall is called pericarp. It is of three types. As fruit wall, it is of three types. Three layer as outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp. So it is as pericarp as three layer, outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp. And this, by the fusion of these fruit layers, the fruits will be as fleshy fruit and dry fruit. Simple fleshy fruit and dry fruit. Okay. And this simple fleshy fruits, example tomato. Tomato நம்ம வந்து outer skin papery layer மாதிரி இருக்கும்ல, அது நம்ம தண்ணியில் போட்டோம்னா அந்த லேயர் தனியாக வருவேன். That is epicarp. And mesocarp and endocarp, they are fleshy in nature, fused together. And numerous seeds are present in tomato. Same way with the lemon, orange, whereas in mango there is only one seed, and it is also a fleshy fruit. Coconut, it is a fleshy fruit, but it has a நம்ம வந்து தேங்காய் தண்ணி குடிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அந்த தேங்காய் சிரக்க சொல்லுமே, that is the hard stony endocarp, and epicarp is அந்த தேங்காய் ஃபுல்லாக இளநீர் அவுட்ட மட்டை சொல்லுவோம்ல, அது வந்து எப்பிகார்ப். அந்த சௌரி நார் இருக்கே, அது வந்து ஃபைப்ரஸ் மீசோகார்ப், தட் இஸ் இன் கோகனட். ஓகே, அந்த மாதிரி ஃப்ரூட்ஸ் ஆர் அஸ் ஃப்ளஷி ஃப்ரூட் அண்ட் ட்ரை ஃப்ரூட். ட்ரை ஃப்ரூட்னா நம்ம நிறைய வால்நட், பேரிக்காயெல்லாம் பார்க்குறோம்ல, அதெல்லாம் ஒரு மாதிரி ட்ரை ஃப்ரூட் வெரைட்டி. கேஷ்நட் அதெல்லாம். Same time, the beans, avarika, they are also dry fruit varieties. I hope you understand. This is for the fruit. And then, when these fruits, all the ovules will become the seeds. Now, these seeds, they are dispersed. That is forming dispersal of fruits and seeds. Okay, and that dispersal of fruits and seeds, again it is as different names. I hope you are able to follow this. This fruits are, seeds are dispersed, and they are with the different name as, when the seeds are dispersed by wind, it is called anemocori. It is known as anemocori. It is the dispersal of seeds. Dispersal of seeds. It is anemocori. When it is dispersed through wind, water, it is hydrocori, and through the insects, it is entomocori. It is through the insects. Birds also through the birds, and animals from the zoocori. So please understand, cori referring to dispersal of fruits and seeds. And when they are dispersed, for example, you see here in our textbook, this is moringa seed, drumstick seed, where நடுவுல வந்து seed இருக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி wings இருக்கு இல்லையா. So it is having a winged seed that is dispersed by wind. இதே மாதிரி இது ரெண்டு wings, it is called maple seed. The dark தான் seed, இது ரெண்டும் wings. So it is through the winged seed. I hope you understand. Same way, இது வந்து tridents. Tridents வந்து the தாத்தா பூச்சி சொல்லுவோம்ல, அந்த தாத்தா பூச்சிக்கு tridents as hairy appendages. Same way, the sunflower seed க்கும் it is hairy appendages. I hope you are able to follow this. So here it is as anemocori, hydrocori, and zoocori. So seeds and fruits of plants are carried away by wind, water, and animals. Winged seeds are drumstick and maple, and it is light seeds of grasses are hairy in nature. And the hairy fruit of sunflower get blown off with the wind to faraway places. And some seeds are dispersed by water, example coconut. And the seeds are dispersed by animals, example xanthium. அது வந்து இந்த xanthium, அந்த ஃப்ரூட் வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி ஹூக் லைக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ் இருக்கும், அது வந்து உடம்புல ஒட்டிக்கும். ஸோ அதோட when it is reaching the other place, it is dispersed. So some seeds are dispersed when the fruits burst with sudden jerks. Example வந்து balsam plant சொல்லுவாங்க, கனகாம்பரம் balsam plantலாம் நம்ம தண்ணி விடுவோம்ல செடிக்கு, அப்போவே அந்த விதை வந்து வெடிக்கும். That is explosive mechanism. And the seeds are scattered far from the parent place. It is case in the balsam and castor. Okay, so this is a method of seed dispersal. They are as anemocori, hydrocori, and zoocori. I I hope you are able to follow. So sexual reproduction, you should know the parts of the flower, and then you should know to dissect the parts of the flower, and then there are two events to occur. One is pollination, another one is fertilization. So that pollination we have it as wind, water, insect, birds and animal as anemophily, hydrophily, entomophily, ornithophily and zoophily. And then this process of fertilization. The structure இன்னும் உனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். And then as a result of fertilization, fruit is formed. Fruit is nothing but a ripened ovary. ஒரு நிமிஷம் diagram பாரு. So fruit is nothing but a ripened ovary. And then the seeds வந்து dispersal. As anemophily, hydrophily, zoophily. I hope you understand. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.